Caribbean Currency Podcast. It's your boy Kyle. Solo tonight. Tonight we're going to school. All right. So if you know anybody who have a youth program, baseball coach, um, drum line, music band, recital, gymnast, no matter what, anything that dealing with kids and kids looking funding, find them, tag them, tell them come join. Because this is a very, very important life that we have to talk about, man. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes so the folks, the slow folks, could reach. But again, we're doing this thing. Let me make sure this like, we rocking. All right. Okay, let me take this up. All right. So tap in, tap in, tap in. Let's go. We're gonna go through a whole master class tonight. Whole master class. Let me share the live. Creative funding for kids. Share the live. All right. All right. All right. Can I? Anyways, like I say, this is something that this is something that's important, guys. We're in a situation where kids need to go on trips, they need money to do all these different things, and it's expensive. These things cost money. And we in a situation where the economy done hard. Nobody have it like that to spend. Things rough. We ain't got it. So we got to figure out the balance where we supporting the babies and everything that they're doing, and we ain't going broke and not caring about what it is they get going on. So this is gonna be a really good one. So if you know somebody that have people that charge for the kind of information about the guy, like a lot of money. So I want to get some free game tonight. If you know anybody that have a youth, if you know anybody that have a youth group, I'll go find them and send them here now. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna have some trip and they're gonna send me a message in my inbox saying, "Guys, my son going Martinique with the drum line, and he looking sponsorship. Can you send me $1,000?" And I'm gonna leave you unread. No, I ain't gonna leave you unread. I'm gonna say, "Did you see my live that I did the other day on creative marketing?" Yeah, but I want to walk black. We got the live us still up so you can see it. All right. So say that to see. This is very important information I'm about to get. All right, let's go. Let's run it up. We're about to get started, guys. All right. Anybody coming late to the party, they just gotta catch up. Because YFB playing in Lucky Street after this, and again walk up. Guys are band back. Respectfully. All right. So stop asking, start earning. Okay. How youth program should really raise money. We gotta stop asking for money. We got to stop saying, "Hey, my son going here, give me some money." It don't work that way. It's hard. But I didn't get to give like that. Okay? All right. So in the Virgin Islands, fundraising never stops. Every child have a half island tournament, a recital, a camp, a trip. Same families get hit over and over. Eventually, people get burned out. When funding stops, kids suffer. All right. The problem isn't that people don't care. Is that we keep asking without offering value. Like you can't just keep asking for money, for money, for money, and you ain't giving nothing back. After a while, I ain't gonna be as sentimental towards your cars no more. Not because I don't care, I just don't have it. It's that simple. So, we gotta start with the mindset, man. Everything that we talk about, I always gonna go back to mindset. Always. Let me make sure. Okay, boom. Everything that we talk about, I always go back to mindset. Always, always, always. All right. So, Why is asking for money the weakest funding model? Donations depend on emotion, not sustainability. Emotions run out, income doesn't. At some point in time, the love you get for that girl, you ain't gonna have it no more. At some point in time, the cravings you have for passion fruit juice, you ain't gonna have it no more. Emotions run out. Income does not. Remember that. So we can't be doing things based off or hoping off. I don't want to say praying, because we're not praying on people's emotions, but because I ain't got no other word, we're gonna use praying, okay? We can't just keep praying on people's emotions to get what it is we want. It don't work that way. We have to provide some sort of value. Okay. Donations train kids to ask, wait, depend, and you don't want a child that just beggy, asking for stuff all the time. Mommy, I could get a sandwich. Mommy, I could get a sandwich. What are you gonna do at some point in time? You're gonna teach that child how to make your own sandwich, right? Because you annoyed with this little child coming to you all the time, this capable child coming to you all the time asking for a sandwich. This is how you make it. First, you put on the bread, you get a mayonnaise, you slap it on. That's what you're gonna do. You gotta do the same thing when it comes to money with these children. Income trains kids to work, solve problems, and most important, create value. Solving problems. That's where all this thing is that simple. Once you solving problems, you're gonna be here around for a long time. Everybody have problems, you just got to find a problem you're capable of solving and solve it. All right. All right. You'll always raise more money when you give people something in return. When you give me something, I give you money and you give me something back, I feel better about the money I just spent. Don't get me wrong. When I give you a donation here and I give you a donation there, I don't feel good about it till the next time you come back to me for another donation. Till 2 months down the road, I don't give you $100 next month and say, yeah, they lose. What's if they lose? Yeah, they lose, but we're going to Venezuela next month and we're gonna need another 100. I sending Venezuela to lose again. So my emotion run out. I don't care no more. It don't pull at my heartstrings no more. When I hear you talking to me, all I could think about is all the bills I got to pay and how you ain't helping me. And I ain't sending your child Venezuela to lose. I ain't gay. I sorry. Okay? So that's why we have to offer something in return. We can't just be giving. We can't just be just taking and just say, hey, give me this, give me this, give me this. We can't do that, okay? All right. Why people stop giving? So I get 5 friends, 5 of my pan of them. And all of them get children. Junie's son gonna need $100 for basketball. They going Orlando. Tom's son gonna need $100 for baseball. They going Cuba. Smithy's son gonna need $100 for football. They going Miami. Sarah's daughter gonna need $100 for gymnastics. The gymnastics team going to Wisconsin. Susie daughter gonna need $100 for her recital because they're going to New York. And that's my 5 closest friends. I love them all. I love their children. But I get $500 to send these children all over the place. Do I have it? Not for that. I don't. I do not. So that's one quick example to show you how this thing could become costly. So we have to figure out a way to do it different. Because when Kyle can't give $100 to 5 different people, guess what? Children can't go. They ain't got enough money. I know they're sad because, and then is, I don't care about the children. We're going to get into all of that. Don't worry. I just try and paint this picture for you, okay? All right. Nobody budgets for endless donations. I don't have, when I budget in my bills, my needs, a little bit of my wants, my children needs, and all of that stuff. Ain't nobody point aside for maybe billionaires and millionaires because they're giving back to charity for tax write-offs, but the average person in the community, they ain't got no money put aside for donations. They don't. And I'm sorry to have to break it to you. I just being as realistic as possible with I, so that we could understand the temperature of the environment and we could adjust. Ain't that the people them don't care, they just don't have it. Okay? All right. People don't budget for endless donations, but they do budget for the services they already pay for. Car wash, yard work, babysitting, getting your child hair braided. Those are things that children are capable of doing. Okay? At some point, people don't say no because they don't care. They say no because they're tired. And quite frankly, we broke. We ain't got it to give. All right? Fundraising is backwards. How we doing it? It's backwards. All right? It should be a collaborative effort by the organization and the parents. The organization say we want to take these children wherever to Orlando. It shouldn't be, hey, Tommy, take this letter home to your mother. Tell her we're going to Orlando and it costs $1,000 and come back when you get $1,000. Nah, man. We're doing it wrong. We're setting these kids and the parents up for failure. It's not, we shouldn't be doing it that way. Okay? And I know I'm thinking, yeah, we don't do food sale and we don't, which is good and plausible, but we're gonna get into it, okay? Collective fundraising should not be about asking for donations. It should be about equipping the kids to learn. The role of the organization is not exempt from fundraising. The organization's role should be to raise the funds for equipments and tools, provide structure, guidance, and supervision, teach kids how to fundraise through service, not begging. So we're gonna do one fundraiser, a collective one with everybody, and the money from that should go towards equipping these children with the things that they need. Hey, Timmy, you could wash car? Okay, boom. So to raise your money, some of this money that we get from the food sale, a portion of that gonna go $60 gonna go towards you, so you could buy enough car wash equipment so that you could go out and wash your cars. So you can make your whatever, however much you need. And we're gonna get into the specifics later. But the organization shouldn't just be sending these children out with letters to give their parents saying they're gonna need $1,000 and also go find it. What? No, that's madness. We ain't doing that. All right. And then on top of that, we're gonna talk about how they're supposed to train up the kids. We're gonna get into all of that. Don't worry, stay with me. This thing good. Stay with me. We're gonna get into every question you have. I'm gonna answer it. And if I ain't answer it, we're gonna do a Q&A at the end, and you can ask all your questions. Okay. All right. So next, examples of what collective fundraising should cover: bucket, soap, hoses, pressure washers, lawn equipment, house and office building supplies, hair oils and combs, stuff like that. So every child is good at something. Every single child have a strength. Okay. One child may be strong enough and active enough to say, yo, I could cut this whole yard today. Like, ain't nothing. And the next one might not be that active, but she could braid hair really good. We're going to figure out which child have which strength. We got to sit down and go through this here, because if we don't start empowering these children, they're going to just be powerless adults. That was a bar. That just come out of the top of my head. That was a bar. If we don't start empowering these kids, they're going to be powerless adults. Write it down and put a little squiggly line to the end of it and put my name after it, because that's where it comes from. But it's true. It's true. If we don't start empowering these kids, they're going to just be powerless adults. Give them responsibility. Trust me, they're ready for it. They are ready for it. All right. So those are different things that we could offer these kids. We should be, when that little girl say, hey, I could braid my sister hair every day. I could braid hair really good. Okay, cool. So I have the organization talking. I have some kids that the mom's so busy and she don't have the time to braid their hair. So I gonna talk to that mom and see if she would allow for you to braid her 7 children. She got 7 children that need a hair braid. 7 children hair. This is an example, guys. Braid her 7 kids hair, and she gonna give you a little $20 or $30 or whatever for each head. That's how this thing's supposed to happen. We exchanging value. We're not going to that lady with her 7 children to go ask her for $100 to send your child to a recital. What are we doing? No, shouldn't be that way. We have to exchange value. Have to. All right. So now we're going to switch to the household. Guys, a collaborative effort is the organization and the household. We're supposed to team up together to get this thing done. All right. So once kids are equipped, fundraising continues at the household level. Parents and kids should work together to find jobs. Parents know, instead of asking your friends to donate to your kid's trip, you tell them a child is raising funds for his trip, and instead of donations, he's offering X service. He gonna wash your car. He gonna cut your grass. He gonna rake up the leaves in your yard. He gonna pressure wash your driveway. Those are things that we have to pay for every month. That means things that we have to pay for. So instead of me giving you $100 and still have to pay to get my car clean, you see how we're killing two birds with one stone. Y'all with me? All right. Show up consistently. Parents, I gotta show up. If you encouraging this child to wash cars and he get 4 appointments and they are on all separate parts of the island, you got to take him. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. He doing the hard work, you know. He going out there and doing the labor. You just responsible for the logistics. Take him there. The same way, you know, make sure he get to practice. When he got to fundraise and he got to go tail country to wash such and such car, and then from there he going all the way down west. That's a part of it. This is what we're doing. We got to do this. Or else, you come out your pocket and get this money to send him to Yugoslavia or wherever it is he's sharing going nowadays. You know what I mean? We got to support these kids. And that's what a support look like. And I understand, especially for single moms. I know it's hard, man. I know it's hard. But you know what's even harder? Being a single mom and coming up with a grant to go send this child to Yugoslavia. Okay? So if we got to drive for 15 minutes to take him there and then drive another 15, that's what we got to do on a Saturday. Let's roll up our sleeves and get it done. Okay? All right. So you have to show up consistently. You have to deliver quality service. At the end of the day, if I paying you, if I paying this knucklehead to wash my car, he better wash my car. I different, you know. I expect a level of service when I pay for it, you know. If you're doing it for free, then I can't hold your feet to the fire because you're doing me a favor, and that's why I don't want favors. Because I know the level of service I want. So if you out here saying that you washing people car, you better take that serious and wash them people car the way it's supposed to be washed. If this little girl want to learn how to contour makeup on YouTube, she can pick up her phone and she can go to YouTube and she can find her favorite YouTube content creator. Not even YouTube, TikTok. And she's going to be making her broad nose as pointy as possible, contouring the heck out of her nose. So they have access to learn this information. So if you washing cars, take yourself and YouTube, TikTok, and you start following some car wash content creators because they're there. And learn this trade. And then after you learn that, you implement what you learn and you make sure that that's the best car wash that person have. Because guess what? After the trip done, and you need some money for some Jordans, and you wash my car so good, yeah, man, come wash it again. I know that money ain't going to a trip, it's going in your pocket. That's how we start to create entrepreneurs. Are you with me? All right. So delivering quality service and showing up consistently creates responsibility, accountability, and pride. If you have an appointment for 10 o'clock, be there before 10 o'clock. You show up 11 o'clock and expecting it don't work that way. And you're going to learn that early. Because when you get it late and then people say, me, you want to make car wash again, get from here, you just lose out on money. So you got to hold yourself accountable, parents and kids. Because if every dollar that child lose out on because mommy bring me late, is you going to find it to send him where you want to send him. Right? All right. It shouldn't be go ask for money and come back. It should be here are the tools. Now let's go earn together. All right? We earning. We begging. Okay. All right. The right questions to ask instead of who can donate, we should be asking, what skills do we already have? Like I say, every child, every parent has a special skill and they're good at something. The child might not have that type of skill, but mommy good at mommy to make the best fried chicken ever. Oh yeah? Well, let's go sell some fried chicken. Okay? What services can our kids provide safely? Them is the questions we should be asking. Who in the community are already paying for these services? Find them people. If you know the taxi man, their van, they got a little particular. Okay, let's not even go there. Let's keep it family oriented. If you know your uncle home all day and he to work night shift and he can't park up during the time that you home, and you need to own a little money, hey, uncle, you mind if I come wash your car for $30? The crackhead down the road charging $50. I gonna do for $30. Yeah. So figure out who it is need your service. Go find them people, talk to them people, and lock them in. All right. And then also the organization need to also ask, how can we, the organization, support and scale this? How can we support these kids and make this thing bigger? How can we fight? That's what the organization should be doing. Finding the clients, finding each child, providing them with the clients. And then the children go out and do the service. I don't see It gonna blow out your mind when I get through it. It say how simple this thing is. Okay. All right. So like I went through really briefly. These are some service-based funding examples. All right. Car washing, like I mentioned, yard cleanups, cutting grass. Everybody need a car wash. Everybody at some point gonna need a yard cleanup. Okay. House cleaning. Some people just too busy. Some women get a lot of kids that don't have no help, or they do have help, or the father work a lot, and they just don't want to deal with that. So they rather pay somebody to come and clean their house. And the affluent people do it all the time. So again, these are income earning opportunities. All right. House cleaning, office and business cleaning. Listen, if my job is to go out and I don't work for WAPA and my job is to be a lineman and being on the line, I ain't coming in this office to come clean this office. This is where the kid comes in. We're going to come and we're going to clean the office. These are things that they know how to do already, that they're capable of doing. All right. Dog walking. I know I'm a dog owner. Sometimes I don't feel bad. I gone all day. I just had enough time to let my dog go use the bathroom, come back, and I gone again, and she home all day. It don't bother me. So if somebody offering me a service where they could walk my dog for me, she must hear me talking. If somebody offer me a service where they could walk my dog for me, and I pay them X amount of dollars, and they come X amount of times a week, and I know my dog, oh, they happy. Man, I gonna feel good. I ain't gonna feel like I ain't shit dog father. I gonna feel good. And there's a lot of other people like me who would want that service. Solve problems. Entrepreneurship is simple. Solve problems. All right. Errand running. If I gotta go, who like me hate the post office. Listen, if I go in the post office and I see two people in the line, I turn it wrong and I leave in it. Just two people. So imagine when the line out the door. Who's oh, Timmy, you gonna go and stand in a line for me? Yeah, man. Hold this $20. Because I need this package shipped. And I ain't about to stand in this line. Solve problems. It is that simple. Event setup breakdown. Promoters all the time. After an event, they need to get the stuff set up. Or before the event, they need to set it up. After the event, they need to break it down. Solve problems. The organization's job is to find the people with these problems. I have a bunch of kids ready to solve these problems. Like telling her this thing easy. It is not as complicated as you think it is. All right. Food sales. We already know how food sales work. We know that. Water and soft drink sales. This is a good one. A while back, I had make a post saying I so sick and tired of these water sales. And I had me to kill. Oh, water sales is what to generate the income and send these children and keep them out of trouble. All this foolishness. As if I saying, don't sell water, go sell drugs. That's not what I was saying, bro. What I was saying is 40 people, 40 different organizations on the same street selling the same water to the same people is crazy. So 40 are you on the same street. Let me tell you what pissed me, what made me say that. I was taking my son to soccer practice in St. Croix. We drove past Scion Farm, where all them people was on both sides of the road selling water. And it wasn't the same people. Like I say, it were a lot of different organizations. And I was like, you'll never see the weed man selling weed next to the next weed man. And you don't see that. But nonetheless, let's keep this thing PG-13. I took my son to the soccer practice, And when we reached to the soccer field, in this blazing hot sun, guess what we couldn't find? Nobody to sell us water. Because they on Scion Farm, all 40 of them selling cold water to people in the car with AC that ain't sweating. But yet, all these people out there sitting in the stands watching their children sitting on sweating with no water inside. That's the type of stuff that'll frustrate me. So instead of selling, you know how much more money I would have make if one of you were bright enough to say, you know what? What's the soccer schedule? Oh, I get a game on this day and that day, I gonna pull up with my cooler. How much money I would make, bro? The only people that had water that day was them kids on the field because the coaches walk with it. But for the rest of us that didn't have none, we were just sitting there thirsty because you were Scion fan. That's what drive me crazy. You have to be more creative, guys. You have to be more creative. Okay. Um, and then there's a level of donation energy still associated with them water sales with 40i on the side of the road. You gotta be strategic. So you see how I just explained, go to the soccer field, football field, basketball court, wherever, and sell water there. Find out where the athlete's going to be and pull up with water. That's strategic. That's entrepreneurial thinking. You're thinking like an entrepreneur. Standing up with 40i on the same side of the street, taking bottles of water and running up to people can say, hey, buy water. That's donation energy still. I get 2 bottles of water in my car and you coming up to my car with a bottle of water. Why are you buying that for? I don't need it. So I only buying it because I want to donate to your cause. I just show them the water. I have water already, bro. I good. I have water in my car. Yeah, but just give me a little something. You know what are you creating? You know what type of child you creating? You know what type of message you sending? Where I should just give you money or buy something from you that I don't need. And then when I don't, you're mad at me. I don't need it. Why would I pay for something I don't need? So there's still a lot of donation energy associated with these random water sales. You know what I tell myself after I make that post and people were cross? I say, Kyle, you can't tell them stop doing something without telling them what to do. So this is why we here. Because this I gonna get into why specifically. I gonna tell you now. A friend of mine reach out. Hey, Kyle, we need some money. My son going wherever he going, and he need $1,000 to go. I said, well, hey, listen, this is like the 5th call I get this month. Oh, they said I could get $100. Here's $100. Okay. They messaged me like 2 days later. Kyle, I gotta send you back that money. Why? The trip get canceled. Why? The organization ain't making enough money, so they can't go. And that infuriated me. And it didn't infuriate me. That's a lie. It made me sad. Because the children couldn't go. And then I was like, why the children can't go? Because the adults don't know X, Y, or how to be creative with funding. So why don't the adults know how to be? Kyle, you never teach them, Kyle. So that's why I'm taking time out of my busy schedule on a Friday to come talk to you. Okay? After I get this off my chest, what I do with this information is an eye, but I know for a fact, don't send nobody here asking Kyle for donations if they ain't watch this thing. I'm going to ask you specifically. This is going to be on YouTube. That's why I'm streaming from Caribbean Currency and not my personal page. Because I needed to go on YouTube and stay on YouTube. Yeah, the live might come off of Caribbean Currency in 30 days, but it's going to live on YouTube forever. So I don't send them people here saying, yeah, he don't give back to the community. He's a good person to ask. I will cuss them out. I joke. I ain't going to cuss them out. I might. Don't worry, guys. I ain't looking at the chat, but I will come to it and I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer all the questions, okay? So yeah, water sales, we gotta be strategic with those. Okay, I will not sit here and act like it's not a good funding stream. It is. You buy a case at 24 waters for $6 or $7, and then you sell each of them for $2 a pop. It is a good funding stream. But seeing for one of my partners, he the coach basketball, and he was like, bro, I asked him, I said, how you feel about the water sales? He said, Kyle, it'll generate money, but you have to get to the spot early. And you got to get to the good side of the street, the good part of the street that'll get the traffic first early. If you don't do that, then you're going to make no money. So great, your organization making the money because I get it early. But what happened to the other ones that get it later down the street? They shit out of luck. So that's not a good revenue stream. That's not a good revenue strategy is what I'm trying to say. Try to beat the other 39 organizations here so you could make the most money. And it ain't his fault. I mean, whoever wanted the most. Now, give up all the board gets the one. But then the kids is who's suffering because adults ain't figure out how to be creative with this income stream. And he also told me that it's dangerous. When you get children running up to cars and moving traffic, that is dangerous. He said one time this child dropped a bottle of water, bend down to pick it up. The person driving the car ain't see them bend down, almost crush her head. It's dangerous. But if you take them same bottles of water and you go to the soccer field, football game, basketball game, baseball game, controlled environment, specific target audience, you're going to make money. Okay? So I ain't itching on the water sales. We just gotta be strategic when we selling these things out. Okay. All right. So, like I say, I rather pay a child $45 for $40 to wash my car than paying a willing and able-bodied, homeless, crackhead, whatever you want to call them, $50 to wash my car. Guys, he can't go buy crack. How was I gonna say? What's a better way to say? Yeah, he might buy some water to carry he thirsty, but he gonna buy crack with my money. I rather get that to a child. I rather empower that child so they can learn to create and don't ask and don't beg. So, what are the ways? When kids earn money, they learn time equals money. Watch how I see when these children start going out there and making their own money, they start to respect money more. My child can't come ask me for money. What you gonna do for me, bro? You get things wrong I need to do. What you gonna do for me? Okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this and this. And then when he do that and he get his money, he can't turn around and say, hey daddy, I could get some Jordans. My boy, you get money. You think you're gonna save your money and spend mine? What am I teaching you if I allow you to do that? No. No, work for your money, make your money, and spend your money. You're gonna see how frugal them little children get. You're gonna see how frugal they get, how cheap they get, the things that I need AirPods. Well, use your money. Well, my wired headphones will work. They don't work fine. It's okay, man. Me need them. And you know what? You're teaching your kids to be responsible with money. You can't just give them everything they ask for. It's not gonna work. All right. So we teach them that time equals money. We teach them that effort equals reward. We teach them responsibility and we teach them pride. Those are the things that these children need to succeed in life, period. So imagine you're teaching them how to generate income and you teach instilling all of these things. What does asking for money teach a child? Well, to get to the spot fast, get to the best begging spot fast. That's when I reach the begging spot fast. This miss today we up. Come on. No, that's not it. All right. When kids ask for money, guess what they learn? They learn dependence, not independence, dependence. They become dependent. Okay? When they're asking for something and somebody give it to them. Teach a man to fish, you'll never have to feed him again in life. If you don't teach a man to fish, you got to feed him all the time. All right? They become entitled. These are the worst type of people. I can't stand them. People that feel that you should do this for me because my name is Joe Blow. Okay, my name is Kyle. Why you ain't gotta do something for me? Kyle, you got it and I don't have it. Why I got it and why you don't have it? Your foot on the work, your hands are work, your brain are work. But yeah, you should still give to me. Them is the worst type of people. And we ain't creating no entitled children because entitled children turn into entitled adults. The worst kind of people that I can't stand. All right. I love it. Everybody tuning in, everybody engaging. I love this. Next, where I stop. Okay, yeah. We teach them to be entitled. We teach them to wait instead of act. Wait to see if the money fall out of the sky and you end up getting what it is you need. And because you wait, and the money never fall out of the sky, you never did the thing that you need to do, and it's everybody else's fault because they didn't give you something. That is why we teaching our children when we tell them go ask this person and ask that person for this, Listen, I know much children in this community, much programs in this community. It's the same adults we going to ask for donations for all these children. It is not sustainable. You can't sustain that. Somebody ain't gonna be able. We cannot pay for the things that we need in our everyday life and still donate to 1 million children going Guatemala for baseball to lose. Some of them don't win. But I say, what's when they lose? I want my money. When I lose, I want my money back. I want back my money. And some of it, because I ain't send you over there to lose. All right, let's get serious. So they become waiting and then they become expecting. They start to expect things. All them things tie into entitlement. Okay? We don't want that. Where they expect to get things. Why? Why should you get this? Because you know how I want it and I asked for it from long ago. Nah, get from it. Get from it. Because you're going to turn into an entitled, expecting adult, and I'm going to hate you. So move from it. We ain't doing that. Entitled, lazy children turn into entitled, lazy adults. All right? A hard truth that would or should make you a bit uncomfortable. This truth gonna make you uncomfortable. There's two type of people in this world. There's two type of people in this world that hold up signs and ask for money. One are people that's asking for donations for whatever it is they want, and the other are homeless people, winos, crackheads, scammers, whatever you want to call them. All of them people, we can put them in the same box. The one thing them two people have in common is that they stand on the side of the road holding up signs asking for money and not giving any value. So if we ain't too careful with how we training our children and how we bringing them up and the things that we teaching them, some of them, not all of them, could end up on the wrong side holding the wrong sign. I need to understand that. If we teaching our children from now to beg for what you want and ask for what you want, instead of going out there and working and earning it and finding creative ways to get what it is you need, legally, of course, they could end up holding a sign saying, I would dance for food, would tell a joke for food. What are you going to do with your joke? Homeless, veteran needing, you lie, the VA going to take care of you. Move from there. If you're creative enough to write a sign, you could get your ass and go find some work. So we have to be careful with the message that we sending these children at such an early age, because I guarantee you, a lot of them people out there holding signs was at one point in their life asking for donations because they figure it out. They figure it out. When I was building a house in Atlanta one time, and I would drive into this house every single day, like clockwork, every single day to meet my contractor them to make sure they're doing what it is they're supposed to do. Every single day I went there, that same dude holding a sign was there. One day I needed to burn some time. I was waiting for a contractor, so I park up on the other side of the road and I count how much cars stop and give that man money. It was a lot. So this is a job for these people. They don't dress up, they don't put on the clothes, they don't dirty up the clothes. Some of them even have dogs and animals. How you gonna take care of a dog but you can't take care of yourself? Oh. But this is what these men out here doing, scamming and giving up, playing on your heartstrings. We gotta make sure our children them don't fall in that category because we sending them out in the street to go ask for money. And then when they don't, how much you make today? We only make $5. They don't care about the children. I could have give them a little bit more. No, we shouldn't give them nothing. What they giving us? This is how we gotta start raising these children, man. Else you're gonna send them into the wall and that message gonna be ringing in the air. When they go to America, a place that don't care who the mother is, don't care what school they went, don't care who the father is, and they go ask them people for something. That's when life gonna get real. And then they might end up on the side of the road holding the wrong sign for real. So we have to be careful with the message that we send in these children, all right? Okay. All right, let's talk about government dependency, boy. Woo! The government ain't going to get you, you know. Or if they do, they ain't want to get to you. I see what's going on wrong here. I see what's going on wrong here, right? I see what's going on wrong. So if we sit down waiting for the government, and then on top of that, to the government's credit, so much kids need so much things. They need things, man. It's always something, and they got to put their needs before our wants. They have to put the community's needs before the community's wants. I ain't getting here to get political with you, okay? I don't ask the government for nothing because that means something. That means something. And I ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say language, okay? I don't like going to them and asking for certain because number one, it's gonna take forever. Number two, you gotta go through so much red tape. So number three, somebody that's sitting at somebody that might not like your uncle, and because they ain't like your uncle, they ain't gonna give you this. And I go. I'm gonna try to get this thing on my own. If I want to be a part of anything that I do in here, you're more than welcome to. But I'm not dependent on the government to do anything, and neither should you. All right. If the government see what I doing a CI, this is how you don't get recognition out there. You got to create motion for yourself. You got to create a way for yourself. You got to go there and do this thing and garner the attention of these people. So they could be like, oh man, these man doing their thing, man. Let me see if we could help them. But just walking up with a letter saying, give me some money, we can. They're gonna read that letter, and if you don't know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you probably ain't gonna get through. You probably ain't gonna get nothing. Okay? So we can't depend on them people. It's a hit or miss. We cannot. We have to depend on ourselves. And when we raise our children to depend on themselves, not depend on mommy, daddy, or the government, you know what type of child we raising? You know what type of adult that child gonna turn into? This is why this conversation is important. This ain't just about fundraising, guys. This ain't just about donations. It's about life. All right? So, why waiting on the government is a trap. Grants are limited. Government money is slow. Funding is political. Who you know, who you know, who you don't know, right? Programs disappear. They could say, hey, we have this program today, and then tomorrow again. And you were so dependent, and they say they were giving you all your food. Now they take all your food away, and you have nothing because you were dependent on this thing. Kids don't stop needing money when budgets dry up. Once the budget dry up, that don't dry up the need. They still need the money for whatever it is they need it for. Administrations change. So your mother know the director of such and such department, and they went to school together, and that's your friend, and they don't look out for you. Okay. What happened when that new administration come in and that old administration gone, and the new director don't know your mother? Or what's the new director don't like your mother? So because you don't like your mother, you ain't getting a dime. But you were dependent on this thing for the past 4 years. No. Square one. You got to figure this thing all out. Wrong answer. Depend on yourself. If everybody start empowering themselves, we're going to change how wrong hair look, the man. We're going to change how we see things. We're going to change how we run and asking for whatever it is we run and asking for. I promise you. Promise you. All right. So, the government isn't coming to save every youth program, but skills can. And when I say skills, you don't gotta be the best at nothing. You just have to have the best work ethic and be ready to grind. Washing car don't take a crazy skill set. Cutting grass, what type of skill set that takes? But it takes dedication. It takes effort. It takes consistency. That's where the skills come in that you're talking about, okay? All right. The 3-step funding formula. All right. Identify the goal. We need $1,000 by May. That's the goal. Okay, boom. Identify the services. We can do what we can do. What can we do that people already pay for in their everyday lives? Here I say the everyday life. If I don't pay for a dancing yo-yo show in my everyday life, little Tommy don't come stand in front of me and say, listen, give me $10 and I'm going to do this yo-yo show for you and I'm going to show you how to walk the dog. I don't care about the dog you walking, my boy. I get my own dog to walk. Move from here. That's not a need. That ain't something that I already paying for, my boy. I need you to come up with a service that I need, not that I want. Little Susie don't get cute and say, Mr. Kyle, I could bedazzle your pencil for $50. What the hell I gonna do with that? I don't need that. So we have to find businesses and services that solves a problem. No one has a lack of yo-yo dancing problem. No one has a lack of bedazzled pencil problem. Sorry to break it to you. We do not solve real problems, okay? All right. So that comes with identifying the service. What can we do that people already pay for in their everyday lives? People pay for necessities, not wants. Assign value. Do your market research. After you figure out what service you're going to do, you got to figure out how much it costs. Okay? If the average man charging $50 for a car wash, you can't go charge $90 and think you're going to make money. How? And then at the same time, you can't go charge $15 because now you're messing up the market. You got to come in some type of close to what it is the market rate is. Okay? So if somebody washing car for $50, you shouldn't wash no car for less than $30. Between $30 and $50. Actually, I would tell you $40. If the average cost is $50, do not go below $40. All right? Okay. So then you figure out if we're charging $25 to $50 per service, it would take 20 to 40 jobs and then your trip is funded. It's that simple. And we're gonna get into the numbers, guys. Trust me, this thing ain't it's gonna get good. It done good already. I know it good already. It's gonna get better. All right. This is a hustle culture. This is responsibility culture. All right. Community wins. When the kids earn, everybody winning them. Mommy gonna keep more money in her pocket. Cause now she ain't gotta take her last to try send this little dude Guatemala. So she could keep some money in her pocket because he just went out and on his own trip. Families feel less pressure. Communities feel proud to support. I telling you, I rather pay a youth man to wash my car. I gonna smile and say, yeah, man, you on this $30. Hey, and here a tip. As opposed to saying, hey, you want to buy 2 more bottles of water? You see, you get 5 bottles in your car already. Give me $2, no? I ain't give you $2. But I'll give you 40. I'll give you the 30 you're asking for and $10 because I seen you out there walking and sweating in the sun, and I seen your dedication to this thing. So that's what we talk about when we say communities feel proud to support. I can feel proud to support you. And if you lose, it ain't gonna bother me that much because I get a car wash out the deal. If I just give you this money and you lose, I want to fight. I vex. How come I lose? Who is our coach? Let me go talk to him because I can't be donating and arguing over there to lose. Best I stay home. Stay home with me. Let's watch it on TV together. All right. Kids gain confidence. When that child see that he go out, he have this goal and he gotta make this, and he sit down and count this money and say, wow, my son, I make $150 in a day. It'll turn on something in the head, something will click. And all the stupidness that was important before ain't important no more. My man need $100 for Roblox. Roblox, I gotta go watch these cars, my boy. Something not click in them. I switch the turn on, a light bulb the turn on when these children going out there and doing on in their keep. Okay. Programs become sustainable. So no way, you can't go here, you can't go there. We ain't get the money for this, we ain't get the money. We get the money. We got it. We could do whatever we want because we have it. Less burnout and more respect for money. Kids get more respect for money. They respect it more. They hold on to it longer because they work so hard. You know how much cars I had to watch to get it, sir? You think I'm about to just give it to you so you could go buy Roblox? What we get from here? That's what happened. All right. Okay, we could keep teaching kids how to ask and hope they figure out how to earn later. We could ask these children, we could teach them how to continue teaching them how to ask and hope they figure out how to earn later. What we need to do is teach them how to earn now so they never have to ask later. Right now, we're teaching them how to ask now, and we hope that they figure out how to earn later. Let me show you what's going on here. From kindergarten to 12th grade. From 5 years old to 17 years old, we are conditioning these children to ask adults for what they need. What happened at 18? You think it's going to just kick in? You think a whole new mindset going to just snap and this child going to understand to go out into the world and on? It's our fault. We did that. For 17 years, or 17 years, like 12, or however much years it is, okay? For all these years, we teaching these children to beg. And then right as they hit 18 years old, we send them out into the world and tell them, go on. Stop begging for money. You can't be asking people for money. But you got a man on the side of the road asking for donations. So if we're teaching these men all their life to ask for what it is they need, we can't expect them as they turn 18 to unlearn that behavior. Don't work that way. No, congratulations. You have a dependent, entitled adult going out into the world. You set that child up for failure. You did that. All right? And then what happened is, when the child goes into the world, it's like we expect them to know these things. You never teach them. You never taught that child how to earn their keep. No, you expect him to just go there and know it? He gonna mess up. He gonna mess up and he gonna call home and he gonna mess up and he gonna call home and he gonna blow the money that you send for him and he gonna mess up. Ooh, you gonna send him money and he gonna blow it and your head gonna explode. You never taught the man to value money. You never taught the man to earn his money and hold on to his money. Every time he had a problem, you threw money at the problem, or you find money, or you ask people for the money and he got it. That's what you taught him. You taught him that life lesson. So now when he gone away and you send him money to pay the rent and he buy shoes, you want to shoot him. You want to kill him. That's your fault. After today, I can't tell me I don't know it. All right. Okay. We've been doing it wrong. We've been doing it wrong. Asking 20 children to all wash cars together for a car wash fundraiser. If you charge $40 a car and you wash 30 cars, together you make $1,200 in a day, right? $40 a car, 30 cars, you make $1,200 in a day's work with 20 kids. After you divide that between 20 students, that's $60 per child. So that child stay there all day and wash car and he walk away with $60. All right? $40 a car, 30 cars. They're gonna make $1,200. And when you divide that into the 20 kids, because everybody trip costs $1,000. So when you fundraise collectively like this is what we're doing. We make the $1,200 and then we got bust it down 20 ways. And when you bust it down 20 ways, each child gains $60. If each child needs $1,000 for the trip after spending all day out in the sun washing cars, they still have to come up with an extra $940. It would take 15 more car washes once a week over a 4-month span to make that money. So 16 weeks in total, it would take a child that's doing a fundraiser, a collective fundraiser with 20 other kids, washing an average of 30 cars. It would take them 16 weeks, 4 months to raise $1,000. 4 months of going out there once a week, every week for 4 months. All right. If the kids did it on their own now, if we did a fundraiser and got the money from that fundraiser, and the money, instead of giving each child $60, we put our $60 towards their supplies, and we send them out to go find cars to wash. If the kids did it on their own and each child washed 3 cars on a Saturday, just 3 cars, you get all day, bro, to wash 3 cars on one day, one Saturday. Or if you want to split it up and do 1 on Saturday and the other on Sunday, 2 on Sunday, I don't care. But you have 3 cars to wash in a weekend. 3 as a child, right? At $40 a car. At 3 cars, $40 a car, that's $120. That's $120 that you made doing that car washing activity in that one day. When you do it with the other 20 students, you make $60. When you do it by yourself, you make $120. Double your money. Okay. That's double what you made doing it on your own as opposed to doing it with 20 other kids. And to come up with the full $1,000, it would take about 9 weeks. 2 months as opposed to 4. 2 months and 1 week it would take for you to raise that $1,000 to go away to do whatever it is you gotta do. The child doing the same work over the same amount of time independently reaches that goal twice as fast. If I think I line, I got a calculator in. Like, this is how they're doing it. They're going out and they say, listen, no, I love all I mean. This ain't no shots. I love every youth program organizer and organization that doing things for our children. I love I, but this is why this thing pulling on my heartstrings to give I the tools that I need. So I'm not coming for I ain't talking down under you. I just try and show I different ways that we could get these kids what it is they need. All right. So doing it collectively, when you have a collective car wash with 20 children and they washing cars and they wash 30 cars in a day, you give each child 3 cars to wash. Every child know at least 10 plus adults in their family. That's a small number. And their immediate circle, family, friends, church members, whoever, they know at least 10. Hey, Mr. Kyle, we're planning a trip to go to Guatemala to play baseball, and hopefully we don't lose and piss you off. Instead of asking for a donation, I would like to wash your car on Saturday. Are you available? Yeah, how much it costs? $40. $40? Okay, come, wash my car. Hey, Mr. Smith, same thing. Hey, Miss Suzette, same thing. You just make $120 in a day. If you were doing it with 20 other kids, you would only make $60. We have to empower these children. It's the only way we're gonna sustain these programs because the government ain't coming to save us. They have bigger problems. They have bigger problems than your softball game. I promise you. They ain't coming to save you. Kyle can't afford you no more. And Miss Susie ain't got it to give you. We have to get creative. Send them children out. Identify a skill set in all of them. Give them that experiment. Your job is to come back and tell me what it is you could do. These are a list of things to choose from. Or if you have something that ain't on the list, please bring it to my attention. And when Susie says she could braid hair really good, what people charging for hair braiding out there? Between $40 to $80. Okay, well, we're gonna charge about 50. All right, Susie, you go. You know people who hair you could braid? No. All right. My niece and my other nephew who get braids, and this is how this thing don't work. You bring them 3 clients to Susie. Susie just make $150. But sending them with a letter home and telling a parent to find $1,000 to take them Guatemala to lose, dang it. Dang it. Okay. The first car wash or the first fundraiser should be to raise the funds to equip these children with what it is they need so they could go out into the community and do this thing themselves. And if a child come back and say, man, we fall short. If child A hit his goal in 2 months and child B struggling, guess what? Guess what child A, the parent of child A, and the organization have to do? Don't worry, child B. I get a partner that need his car wash. The parent has a partner that need their car wash. And we're gonna give you them clients. Cause child A don't hit his quota. This is how this thing works. But sending a child, giving them $60 after the busting down $1,200 20 ways. Come on, we're gonna be out here forever. And then at the end of the day, they ain't gonna make enough money, and the parents got foot that bill. And some parents just don't have it to give. And the parents don't want to go ask people, so it's just, hey, they ain't gonna go. And that's not fair to the children. So we have to figure out creative ways. I just give our creative ways to get this thing done, man. All right. Let me see. All right, so raise the funds to get the kids the tools they need, give them the proper training and expectation on how to do the job. So we gotta make sure we just send, hey, see a shamu and some soap or wash a car. No, we got to sit them down and train them. The same YouTube videos I just tell you about, sit them children down, bring your car, and show them how to wash it. That's a part of equipping them with what it is they need. This is how you do the tires. You use this here for the tires. You use this for the rims. You use this here for the glass. You use this cloth. You do all of that. You show them that this everything that they need to learn. You show it to them. All right. If a girl could braid hair really good, and she just need a little help. If you know a really good hair braider, you sit her down and be like, this is how you could do faster. You know, use this instead of this. That's the support. That's the support we're talking about. Give them the support that they need so that they could go into the community and kill it. Dad, are you going to turn on a different switch in these children's head? Because it ain't going to stop at my field trip, you know. You think after that child come out from their field trip and they need Jordans, they ain't going to ask their mother? Nah. Actually, they have a client list of people who hair could braid, people who child could babysit, people who yard could cut. Again, I just use the car wash as an example, you know, but I give her a whole list of other things. Find a problem, a real problem that people have, and solve it. Because these people paying for these things every day. I got paid to wash my car. I got paid to braid my children hair. I got paid somebody to babysit my children. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let them children come and be the ones that's solving those problems, and they getting paid for it. Now they could take that money and go to Guatemala and lose. I know all the children went to Guatemala and lose, man. I just trolling at you. Okay? All right. That is my presentation, guys. I give you a whole lot of game. I give you a whole lot of sauce. I'm going to scroll up to see if anybody got any questions. But let's go. Talk to me. Anybody got any questions for me? Let me see. Scrolling through. This is what they do. Yeah. So basically, guys, what we have to do is really, really, really figure out how to solve people problems. Stop sending them children out and asking for things, man. We can't send them out and just ask. If we sending them out and they're asking and they just give because these children, guess what? One day they're gonna wake up and they ain't gonna be a child no more, you know. But then they still have that mindset. You think you're gonna turn off? You don't turn off. A lot of the people around here are the way they are because they don't ask for what it is they want and need. We gotta change that. We have to change our mindset. We have to change our mindset. We have to change raising up these children to just ask for what it is they want, ask for what it is they need, ask, 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 ask. No, 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 no. We gonna earn this money, bro. We gonna earn this money. We killing two birds with one stone. We changing these children mindset, and we allowing them to partake in the things, the extracurricular activities they need to partake in to keep them busy. You see how much we killing 3 and 4 birds with one stone. Now, when the government decide they want to step in after they see all these kids out there killing it, wait, how I get all with the Guatemala? We ain't had no funds. We didn't need our money. We do this ourselves. It's a different level of respect you to get from people when they hear that you do this yourself. Oh yeah, man. You have a grant such and such. Let me see if I can help her. That's what happened. But nobody gonna feel that need to help her you in that way by reading a letter, a donation request. Let them see you doing it. Let them see you doing the work without them. Let them see you going out there and killing it. That's when they're going to come back. And when they come back, that work don't stop. We don't stop our creative fundraising because the government give us some change. No, we store that and we think bigger and we scale and we keep that for a rainy day. And we scale bigger too. So when we got to go to Japan, we have that money that we could send them children to Japan. That's how we do this thing, guys. We don't just turn around and ask, hold up a sign, rush to the best spot, and teach these children to beg. No, we can't do that. I don't see children running behind my car with bottles of water, cussing because I mean buy a water from them. Oh, I see my hat. I see what my hat say. They're probably reading backwards, but it says water boys in the hood. I was in Atlanta. I think the water boy them don't here aggressive. Woo. Them boy in Atlanta, boy, when you see that stops, do you see that red like turn that stop like turn red? And they get about 5 children with Pushaisky mask on in the summer, holding a cooler. Holding a cooler with water, running up to your car like, yo, Shawty, what it is, man? You need some water? Nah, bro, I'm good. Come on, man. You gonna finish that water just now, man. Come on, just go ahead and buy one. Like, yo, yeah, a little aggressive, my boy. So I had a conversation with a man one day after like the 3rd time of me telling them no, and they ain't effed up with me. I roll on my window, I pulled to the side. I said, bro, listen here. Look at my cup holder. You see, I have 2 unopened bottles of water, right? Yeah. So why would I buy your water? Dog, sell me something that I need or want, no? If you sell me something that I need or want, you're going to get my money, but you selling me things I don't need. I feel like you're extorting me. For real. I feel like you're extorting me at this point. When I come back here, come back with something that I need or want, and I'm going to support you. So I give him some time, and I went back there a random day, and I roll on my window. I said, what you get for me? He said, man, I got these hats, bro. I got these hats. I said, yeah, what is it? Water boys in the hood. I said, my boy, give me 2 of them. How much for them? I didn't even care how much it was. How much for them? 40. Give me 2. You buy this hat for probably $5, $6 wholesale. It probably costs another $5 to stamp it. That's $10. Turn around, sell it to me for $40. He just made a $30 profit. How much bottles of water he would have to sell to make a $30 profit? And I buy 2 hats. I buy 2 hats from him, so he make a $60 profit in no time. Sell people things that they want and they need. Stop going around asking. Asking is a form of begging, bro. We ain't no beggars wrong here. We don't like beggars. Beggars ain't no, what did I say? Beggars can't be choosers. So when you practice begging, you're going to get whatever you take out of this life. You're going to take whatever you get out of this life as a beggar. When you're begging and somebody only get 76 cents to give, that's what you got to take because you're begging. But when you own it, no, you could set your price. You could set what it is you're doing and how much cars you want to do today. You have control when you generate income. You have zero control when you beg, bro. Maybe stop teaching these children to beg. All right. All right. I don't see no HIPAA. I don't see no questions in the chat. I assume my presentation was that good that nobody have questions. I love it. I love it. I waiting for you. I waiting for that next sponsorship proposal. I get in my well, sponsorship is different. Donation proposal that I get in my inbox on my email, and I'm gonna rat you up. I'm gonna refer you back to this live. Go watch it, then call me back, and then let me know how I could help you. Let me know how I could support you, supporting them kids so they could go out and do what it is they need to do. I rather do that. I rather buy 50 shamus and give to the. I don't rather buy your 50 shamus, okay? I go fundraise for our own shamus. But hypothetically speaking, I rather buy the supplies so they could go out and earn their money than just gain our money, man. I don't feel like my money going to something tangible when I just hand it over. Especially if I have to go Guatemala and lose. All right, guys. I got to go get ready to go Lucky Street to walk up because your favorite band playing. I just wanted to come here and drop a little some sauce and and really just we gotta help our community out. If you know something that could benefit the community, share it. Ain't everything about a dollar and chasing a dollar, bro. It's not. It's bigger. Like when you give, you're gonna receive. When you don't receive, when you don't give, you don't receive. All right. So if you have anything to share that could benefit the community, share it. But at the end of the day, guys, that is my time. I appreciate all of you for staying here and rocking out with me for this last hour and change. This was really, really good. Caribbean Currency, you're going to start seeing these type of things just popping up more often. Today it might be creative fundraising. Next week it might be business 101, marketing 101, whatever it is. Hit my ADHD brain in that moment that I feel like yapping about. I can come here and share it with you. All right. Nonetheless, again, I appreciate that for rocking out with our boy and showing support. Like and share this live. Send this live. Listen, send this live to every church youth group that you know, every kids youth group that you know, every recital, anybody that need money, that ever come to I and ask her for money, every coach, send them this live. I mean that. Don't just sit on here and soak up all this game and apply it to yourself alone. Share the knowledge. All right? And I know, guys, I love all you. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. With the outro. Oh, no, it didn't.
Just need a big bag. I'ma get it so fast, I'm so fast. And when I get that money, I'ma make that last. Caribbean currency.